Dragon Ball Super Broly is directed by Tatsuya Nagamine and written by the creator of Dragon Ball, Akira Toriyama. This is a film where we get, finally, a canonized version of Broly, formerly known as the legendary Super Saiyan. The film dives into his backstory and rearranges what we knew to be his story before to tell an entirely different one. I've been a fan of Dragon Ball for my entire life. It's one of the few things that has been a constant in my life, whether through the original series, Z, even GT and Super in the past few years, and of course all the movies. But the movies aren't canon necessarily, as we fans know. Even some of the OVAs, which despite being interesting, are not as important to us because they are not canon. This is the first time that Broly, a fan favorite character, is now being a part of Dragon Ball canon. And I have been disappointed with the past few Dragon Ball movies, such as Battle of the Gods, Resurrection of F. They felt like fan service put into movie form. But Broly, thankfully, is completely different. This is a film that actually has a story, has stakes. You get to care about the characters and about what is going on. Broly is actually a character this time. He's not just a monster that hulks out at one point and it's entertaining to see him fight. This is a film that has a lot of focus on him, but thankfully we also don't get characters here just to be used as cannon fodder. This is all Goku and Vegeta versus Broly. And again, there are a lot of changes in the Broly story. There's actually now time for us to care about him because the movie lets us spend time with him and see his origins, not as flashback sequences that don't exactly have a point of view, but through the eyes of his father, Paragus, who actually gets a bigger role in this than in the original movie. And speaking of the original movies, let's all just forget that any other movie beyond the legendary Super Saiyan came after, such as Broly Second Coming and Bio Broly. Not only do we get to care about Broly as a real quote-unquote human character, but we get to flesh out a lot of backstory that we know about the Dragon Ball universe. We get to spend quite a bit of time on the Saiyan planet of Vegeta as Bardock and others are alive, and that's how much I'll get into that because I don't want to spoil. I've only watched the first trailer for this film, and so I went in and all I knew was that this film was going to be about Broly. So there were quite a few surprises for me, especially near the end, that left me flabbergasted, left me with my jaw dropped, and left me salivating and with a smile on my face. And one of the reasons why I had such a wide smile on my face were the fighting sequences, because they are absolutely delightful. They are some of the best fights I have seen in all of Dragon Ball. Movies, TV shows, whatever. These fights in this film with Broly versus Vegeta, Broly versus Goku, versus someone else. These are truly magnificent to witness. They feel epic. They feel amazing. I dare any movie with fight scenes in the fantasy realm with superpowers and whatnot to challenge, to rival the epicness, the quality of fights that are in this film, because these fights are truly absolutely marvelous to look at. And so is the animation. I don't think any Dragon Ball movie has ever been this well animated. There is a lot of attention to detail. And depending on distance, depending if a character is close or far away from the supposed camera, they know what to drop in terms of details in clothes, in face expressions and face marks of these characters. Is just tremendous to watch the work that was put into this. The music as well is absolutely phenomenal, and none of these actors who have been voicing these characters for as long as we know it have lost a beat. They are still everything that embodies these characters. Even the character who voiced Broly in the original movies came back for this one. One of the things that I most admired in this film was the attention to detail on the characters of Goku and Vegeta. Yes, they're going into fights. Vegeta is the serious one, Goku is the one that cracks jokes, but there's a lot that they pay attention to in terms of their relationship and how they interact. I'm glad that this film was focused just on them facing Broly, because again, there is a reason for them to be there, and there's a reason for them to be the only ones that can stop Broly, and the film truly understands that. And surprisingly, a character that gets a lot of attention is Freezer. This is a lot Frieza's movie as well, which I'm really happy to, because they don't just forget that there are consequences to what Goku did in Super in bringing Freezer back from the dead and let him roam the universe. They actually pay attention to that. They actually call Goku out on it. I like how much attention to detail this film has, not only to the characters, but to the story, what came before, and what might come after. But this film is not perfect. I don't even dare calling it the best Dragon Ball movie ever. It is one of the best, probably top 5, but there are a lot of problems with this film, especially in the beginning and the ending. This is a film that spent a lot of time telling us backstory that we hardcore fans of Dragon Ball know. And despite being interesting, despite bringing us a new look into it, despite probably making some of these things canon, we already kind of know the things that we witnessed for about the first 20 minutes of the film, which left me fearing that this movie would drag. Again, thankfully it doesn't, and without spoiling anything, the ending feels like kind of a cop-out. Not the worst thing I've seen, and certainly not a Deus Ex Machina situation that was Resurrection of F, but it doesn't feel as big of a payoff as this movie deserved, as these characters deserved, and as the film was building to. I won't go more into it, I just fear what they might do next, because of what they did with the last few movies, despite not enjoying them so much. But if you are a hardcore Dragon Ball fan, which, let's face it, 95% of the people who are going to see this movie are, Dragon Ball Super Broly will give you everything you want and more. Epic fight sequences, phenomenal animation, great attention to details in story and characters, a great understanding of the Dragon Ball universe, which, written by Akira Toriyama, it makes sense. I cannot put it ahead of Wrath of the Dragon, the best Dragon Ball movie, or Bardock, the movie, but I will certainly say this is probably my third favorite Dragon Ball movie. I'm giving Dragon Ball Super Broly a B+. Thank you so much for watching, my beautiful geekies. You guys are the best. Let me know in the comments below what is your favorite Dragon Ball series, your favorite arc, what is your favorite Dragon Ball movie, and what is a character that you would love to see canonized that still isn't yet. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are the best. Can't wait to see you again, maybe in another Dragon Ball movie in the future. I seriously hope they do another one, and thank you again for watching. You guys are the best. Check out my Indiegogo campaign. The link is in the description. And so until the next review, stay beautiful, stay geeky, and if you haven't done so yet, click the subscribe button and click the bell so we can be geeky united.